Hello. Welcome back to Tifosi Time, the Serie A podcast best viewed in low definition. Coming to you live on YouTube and Twitch, and also available podcasts everywhere. My name is Frank, coming to you 9 p.m. Eastern, New York time with Dan, Chris, and Pietro. Say hello, fellas.
Let's go. I missed you guys. 2 weeks we haven't done this. Let's go.
We did, yes, last week, and as part of our contract, we had off for the two of the host birthdays, and next week we will be off for 4th of July holiday. So we just want you wanting more, so we figure intersperse the good times and take another week off. So next week, don't check in. We won't be here. All right, guys, where do you want to start? It's the official start of the transfer window starts soon. Things are heating up. Where do you guys want to start?
There's a lot of rumors, not a lot confirmed. A lot, so we can mention stuff, but it's not. Nothing's really 100%.
Yeah, I think the best way to say it is we've had some reconfirmations on long-time rumors that seem like they're heating up and getting finalized. Things that are coming out, details are being tightened up. Don't hold us to it if anything changes starting the window. But a couple names. You want to start with Juventus and just talk about.
Well, hold on. Do you want to start with that article that I linked to you earlier today where
Fratesi?
No. Oh, yeah, that too.
I don't know if did hear about that?
Yeah, so I thought that's what you were talking about. So
that's not what I'm talking about, but go ahead.
Fratesi's phone was supposedly hacked, and they posted a nude photo of him on his Instagram. So I think that sounds like PR spin because they probably was like, why did you post that? So, but yeah, that was the story I thought you were talking about. Which story were you talking about?
I don't know if you guys actually read it, but I linked you like Serie A is poor. The top teams in Italy make less than the bottom teams in England. There's no chance for them to win the
It's been a
championship.
couple years now, though. That's been a couple.
But there's no chance for them.
You're talking about the TV rights specifically. Yeah.
You know what it bothered me at this thing? They talk about which campionato, which the England is the best one. I don't believe so. The whole thing I can say about the English people, it's they have a lot of money from the whatever.
Well, that's what I mean. They have a big advantage. That's all.
Well, England has a few things. They have a lot of money in England, but also global appeal. They get a lot of global money, right? Because and that's the advantage, and they're getting paid on the TV rights big time. Most of that's from the U.S. I think. All right,
yeah, this is why teams in England fight to stay in the Premier League. They know even if they get 20th place, they're getting a boatload of money. Even the championship teams make a decent amount of money. The teams in their second division.
I think some of the second division teams make as much as some of the Serie A teams.
It's a totally different category, a totally different league. You can't compare Italy to them. If you do, you miss the point.
That's why they haven't won a Champions League in how many years?
Hey, parents.
Who?
I read about.
I don't buy that.
I read about the MLS. The most paid player, and Bale and Chiellini, they're not there.
Bale and Chiellini are there. Yeah, well, they're not.
No, they're
not there.
They're not. And the most paid.
I don't know how much they sign.
Isn't it Insigne?
No, Insigne is the one in there. It's the most paid.
MLS has expanded that whole that started off with special players, one player per team, and some teams had them. They have quite a few players that make a good amount of money.
I think
some have 6 million, 3.8 to 4 million.
Yeah.
They have a structure that works for them. Italy's not structured money. Yeah, as well. So
anyway, I would not pay this player this much.
But they make out because they keep the rest of the players so low. They're financially they make money. Their total salary for a team might be 20 million.
It's working. They're going on almost 30 years that league. It's not going
30 years and they have 32 teams.
When they started, they had 12 teams. They contracted back down to 10, and to get in the league, it was 25 million, I believe, at first. Now it's up to what? 250 million or something just to buy a franchise and a stadium.
The promise of the stadium or something like that. So
those owners have made money.
I don't fault MLS for what they're doing. I think they're doing it right and they're making money.
But still, I don't understand. The soccer over here, it's based on money. There is no people, no team that go down,
No,
nothing.
No.
No, there is
No, it's a
nothing.
different system.
no, it's a different thing. There's no relegation. But I think okay, so it's two different arguments, right? Like if we're saying, oh, England has an advantage financially, we all know that that's not going to change. So we have if the conversation becomes how can Italy compete, right, as a league?
No, they
I
have to be
think
smarter.
they have to get smarter, right? They have to make better usage of younger players. They have to, they have to put teams together that you don't have to have all. Look at PSG. Like they can have every all star they want, and they still suck. They don't win anything.
Yeah, but you see, sometimes you talk about the rate of TV or things like that, but sometimes it's matter even in know how the team
Yeah.
Italy doesn't know what to do
Right.
because Italy had the player like take for example Juventus Romero. How much should they spend for Romero? 20 million, and they sell to Atalanta. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? They have the good player and they sell. Never
Yeah,
mind.
no.
Never mind. For example, Delete, we spend 75, 80 million. But when you have a good player like Demiral, Romero, they cost you 20 million. You have to know what to do with
Well,
those
here's
people.
what money buys you, right? Money buys you an opportunity to erase your mistakes. Like when you have a ton of money as a team and you make a mistake with like a Ramsey or whoever, you just go, okay, lost some money, and you replace it with somebody else. When you're a team with less financial means, you can't make mistakes like that.
Look at Chelsea with Lukaku and Werner. Players who haven't panned out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter to them.
Doesn't matter to them.
So,
Juventus buys one wrong guy that makes a ton of money, and forget about the little teams, right? They buy one player that spent a lot of money, doesn't work out, and they're screwed. They're trying to make up for that for 3-4 years.
yeah, it's
that's the
totally
problem.
different ball game they're playing. So you have to be smarter and you have to know what you're doing. And a lot of teams in Italy don't know what they're doing.
So
Teams that do know what
Barcelona's
they're
in
doing-
trouble
No,
financially.
they are
Barcelona's
too, yeah.
big, yeah.
But they've gone back to at least the mentality of trying to get young people. But teams like Sassuolo, teams like Atalanta, they're making money because they're doing it the correct way.
Well, you know why about them? They know who they are. Like Sassuolo knows they're not a big team. They know they don't have a ton of money, so they end up trying to do it smarter. Teams like Inter, Juventus, Milan, what they do is they try to compete like Chelsea or team in the Premier League, and they can only do like a third of what those teams
you
can
can't
do.
even say that about Milan anymore. Like Milan
Yeah.
changed directions.
Yeah, but
5 years ago, they were
Recently,
spending
though,
millions of
recently,
money.
2-3
Frank,
years.
like you say, the important thing is they don't make mistake.
Yeah.
They, when they give someone 7 million,
No, they do make mistakes. In England, they make
Yeah,
mistakes too.
that's what they can afford.
But they can afford to make the mistakes.
In England, they can afford to forget about the mistake.
No, in England, they do whatever
yeah,
they want.
Yeah.
They have
Italy, you
money.
can't. Yeah, in
But
Italy, you
Italy,
can't.
can afford.
Yeah.
For example, Juventus Rams, he's been. They tried to get rid of him, like not even the team from Pirlo in Turkey.
Yeah, it's not even a Turkey team.
I
No.
heard they're paying
No.
$4 million, right, to release him.
They want to get rid of him, and they say, all right, let's fix. They want Juventus want to give 2 million. This guy wants 4 million.
Yeah, you know why though? Because he right now his salary makes 7. He knows he's not
Yeah.
getting more than 3 somewhere else. So
Right.
if you want me to go leave, I want 4, right? So like that shows you how far off they are from what that guy got paid to what his value is.
But my Frank, sometimes you have to cut a loss, right?
That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah,
No,
but it's
yeah,
not a
but
loss
for
for
example-
Ramsey's getting.
for example,
So why would he
no.
go?
Yeah.
When they talk about formation, potential formation next year, I still see Sandro there.
Well,
I
that's
cannot
a,
say
yeah.
we're a good team.
That's your fault.
But for
I
Ramsey's
cannot
specific
say we're a
case,
good team.
for Ramsey's specific case, Juventus is trying to save money. He's starting from the level of I'm making 7 million to sit on the bench.
Who would have given that?
So the thing is, if you want me to leave, give me 4 where I can go make myself maybe 3 somewhere else. But I'm not gonna give you free money back for no reason.
Why
Like, you know what I mean? That Juventus is trying to. That's the problem. And teams in Italy can't afford these mistakes. That's what it is. But if you had a team that was well organized and you had to buy players,
That's what I said. They don't know what they're doing too.
Mhm.
Because you see, they get rid of the Bala, and now they start to pay lots of them more than 7 million, 6 million. Marotta itself, he withdraw with the Bala. There's no more because they try to really to to have
All
the
right, so
people.
let's start with Juventus. All right, since you brought them up, things that we can pretty much confirm. Pogba is confirmed
And
to
Di
come to
Maria,
Juventus.
Di Maria.
And Di Maria, hold on, I got a tweet from 12 minutes ago over here. He's one step away from joining Juventus. Talks on final details of the contract will proceed this week in order to get the deal done as soon as possible.
Great.
Allegri wants him, a priority signing, and it's finally getting closer.
And who's that from?
That's Romano, Fabrizio Romano. So I mean, he's one of the few that I trust when checking Twitter and these websites. So Pogba and Di Maria are on Juventus basically.
Everything I've seen today, same thing. So okay, so let's assume that they are a done deal, right? They took a while, they're a done deal. We've gone back and forth on this podcast saying that we don't agree for the long-term maybe direction of the team. None of us really disputed whether or not they're good players. We didn't really say that. We just said long-term, would we invest there? So now that they're on the team, are you guys looking at it the way I am? They're a 2-year solution, a 2 or 3 year solution to maybe help bridge the team to a new cycle? Because I don't think any of us think they're I don't think anyone think they're
Well,
long
I
term.
think
Like Di Maria's probably
I
2
think
years.
Di Maria is a 1 year
Yeah.
one year solution, and he's going back to Argentina. I
Yeah,
don't think
so
he's
1
playing.
year for Di Maria.
1 year they have no option. They have words. They have words he can sign in the second year. Words.
Yeah.
Which is good. I don't want another year.
Yeah. So 1 year Di Maria. So basically, to me, that's like a band-aid, right? Anytime you sign someone for a year.
If I'm adding to that after the World Cup, I'm saying Di Maria is useless after the World Cup. I feel like he's not going to do anything.
So they're hoping maybe he's professional enough to give you a full year. Who knows? After the World Cup, though, it's a crapshoot.
Already they start to think, by the time the World Cup finish, we're going to have Chiesa ready, In other words, to replace Di Maria.
Yeah.
So yeah, but okay, so how much are we giving Di Maria for 1 year?
Already the talk, they don't even believe this guy can
get
a full 1 year.
And that's for like $7 million they offered him?
Hey,
I don't know the numbers.
7 million plus a bonus.
So that's the thing. Like, okay, so that's short term as short term comes, right? So I don't get the point personally. They're just looking at to put a star name on the field for 1 year, and
no, he can do something.
Yeah,
the motivation. We have to see the motivation. In this guy.
To me, that screams like, you know what that deal tells me? They want to try to get as much as they can in the Champions League. Like, let's put them really there for a year. Let's try to go deep in the Champions League wherever way we can with this team, and just try to make some money up until we could really rebuild it.
And again, the biggest issue I think all four of us had with this is that he's jerked you along for 2 months saying, no, I'm coming, I'm not coming. To me, he didn't want to come here, and he was kind of like, all right, finally, I'll come. So I don't want somebody who's like that.
Well, and also Allegri. Allegri wants Di Maria. Allegri wants Di Maria.
That's what I think. It's Allegri that kept him. Because
I don't
if it wasn't for Juventus and all Juventus, he say you to think another team or we are the best, stay where you are.
Right. So why would a coach want a player that's really not going to guarantee you more than 1 year? Like, how do you build a team?
He wants to win the title, the league title. So he'll do
the whole chance he has with Juventus in the last year. If you don't win the championship, it's out.
Yeah,
that could be.
Actually, I think personally, what I think is if we start like last year, another coach is ready. You're not going to eat the panettone. Listen to the.
If he starts as bad,
not just for Christmas anymore.
I mean, what are you saying? If the first 6 games he's got 1 win, 1 draw, and 4 losses, he's out.
You see the situation
in the first 6.
And just saying, like, is that the drastic thing you want to say?
I think what was the last year? First 10 games they played bad. What was it?
I don't know. It's about 7. You see,
true.
Even the player, the elite, he don't even believe in the project.
So let's talk about some other players because Pogba. I think Pogba is going to be useful. You got to see. Hopefully,
so I don't know. But I tell you, Pogba is going to be useful if we have a team that play good.
Yeah, I think Pogba exactly. I don't think he's the great changing the entire team. I don't think he's doing that. I think on a decent team, he'll play his part.
But still, for Pogba, there is a debate that wants him in front of the defense, wants him up front. I mean. Do we have something clear in our mind?
Allegri doesn't even have something clear.
Allegri, he'll figure that out on week 35. We'll figure it out.
I don't know. You know what I would do if I was a coach? I mean, I know, of course, the cheese on the age 30 years old, but I would forget the Maria. I would have Berardo one side and Costa the other side.
So here's the thing. I mean, you hear
It's,
other people's names. Like Di Maria is not the solution. So you're right. I want Kostic. I want Zaniolo. I want Berardi. I want two of those guys still on the team because I don't trust their wings with Chiesa hurt and Di Maria is the other one. I don't think they have the wings. So
yeah, I mean it's a different way entirely, right? One you're going Italian, which I prefer, and younger, and one you're going for a more expert, right? Like, oh, I get Di Maria, but again, he's old and he's a good player, but
Kostic is 29 years old on the
Yeah,
final year.
Kostic I would have got. Yeah,
They want 20 million.
No,
for him. And they-
Costa is there 31.
No, I don't think he's that old. He's 29. He's on the final year. Juventus wants to pay, I think, 15, and the team
No,
wants
but the-
20 million for him.
The best thing of Costa, you know what is the willingness to come
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
yeah.
because he wants to win something.
So this is the funny part about Juventus, right? Every time there's a player that looks like a clear, like, yes, this would be a good fit, they play hardball for $5 million, right? Like, we want 15, they want 20. We can't meet in the middle.
They say they're set with 15. The black team.
They
The problem is maybe with this Zaniolo in the middle and Di Maria, maybe they say we can do without. You
yeah,
understand
maybe.
what I'm
I mean,
saying?
Zaniolo is a totally different price range. No?
Zaniolo, I mean, things you're hearing that Rome wants 60 million for Zaniolo. Well, I've heard rumors that they want to swap Arthur in a deal with money for Zaniolo.
There is a lot of rumor. But
So-
I'll tell you something. For Zaniolo, Juventus value him 40 million. I wouldn't value him more than
Listen, you're taking a big
Because he
risk
has-
with Zaniolo.
No, he has to.
No, you're not.
to-
Dude,
to-
if you can get
to
rid of
ask-
Arthur.
Oh, well, I don't believe that part of the rumor. Do you?
Yeah,
Well,
I
there was
think
names
you're
mentioned. It was Arthur, McKennie. They were mentioned.
Listen, if you want to take Arthur, I'll give you an extra 20 million. That's fine. But but again, what are you giving Arthur for free? Because at the end of the day,
No, you
Now
can't.
you
'Cause
see.
he's valued at like 80 with the swap for Pjanic,
You
right?
see, for this operation, 20 plus Arthur, it's not good for Juventus because
Yeah, you're losing.
Yeah.
they're losing.
I'd still do it in a heartbeat.
It's a value of 45. Yes, as a operation, it's good.
No, but you know what they're gonna do? If they did that move, it would be. I bet you they'll fake the price. I hate to say it. They'll say Arthur and 20 million, and Zaniolo's value is 80.
Yeah.
That's what they'll do. So it ends up being Arthur with 60. That's what they're
no.
gonna do.
No, it's on a value 60. To Arthur plus 20 million. Which
Right, but
one?
I'm saying
Yeah,
at
this is
that point the price doesn't matter, right? Because it's whatever you put Arthur on for.
yeah. I mean,
Right,
again,
so,
this one. This
It's an
one's more of
accounting
a-
thing. Yeah.
It's more of a rumor. It's not like a concrete one. That's just things that you hear. Then you
But-
have
Cambiasso was hot and heavy today,
Cambiasso on Genoa.
which I'm in favor of.
It's rumored that Juventus offered Dragusin and $3.5 million. And
I don't think
another-
I heard they didn't want Dragusin.
They offer for Roma for Zanola, they put in the middle even Keane.
Yeah, Keane or
Ramos.
McKennie, yeah.
I mean, what did they think? People are stupid. I don't understand.
Maybe.
Well, they don't know about
We
that.
moved on from that, but what I was saying is Arthur at that point it just becomes accounting, right? They can say, "Oh, Zaniolo was 80, Arthur was 60 plus the 20 million cash," so they don't show the loss on the books. It's the same, you know what I mean? Like that. That's all that's going to be.
Yeah,
But real,
but Roma asked for 60 million.
oh, well,
So they were the value of what's his name, Arthur 40 and 20, it's 6 million. And just the Roma doesn't value Arthur for 40 million.
Nobody does. You have to be insane value at that.
but what do you think about Cambiasso though? I think I would do that if I was them. I think Cambiasso's got a lot of potential.
No, Cambiasso, I tell you about Cambiasso. Cambiasso, the operation is Pellegrini go in England for 7-8 million, and we buy Cambiasso for 10 million. So
I've seen Cambiasso play a lot on the right, not on the left.
No,
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 he
on
did
the
both.
left. On the-
Yeah, but which
no,
way is he better? I feel like he's better.
No,
I've seen him play
Cambiasso's
better on
good.
the right.
Actually, I saw under 21.
Yeah.
What I like from the young people, Cambiaghi to Cambiaghi.
Listen, I'm all in favor of them bringing young Italian people in
Then
U21.
they make them play.
Well, they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to for fullbacks. They don't have any.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I know. Cambiaso could play.
He can
But-
play.
I hate to tell you, they're not going to have center backs in a week.
so
Well,
he's
so
replacing.
lit. Well, let's finish
I'm sure he
Cambiaso.
plays.
Finish
Sandro
Cambiaso.
is gonna play.
So
Cambiaso,
you have
I'm sure.
Sandro, and then you're going to have Cambiaso possibly coming in with Pellegrini on the way out. There's a couple English teams who want Pellegrini for some reason.
So let me ask you:
So-
we got Pellegrini for Spinazzola
plus
And
money.
money.
plus money. How much money?
It's like 20.
20.
And how much do they value? And how much did they value Pellegrini? Around 12 or 15 at that moment.
Well, I think right now they're talking about selling him for around 12 million.
Oh, because I thought you guys said 8.
No, I heard 12.
No, they're gonna get to 7, 8.
So
I don't think they'll get 12, but
Yeah, but he made the 2-3 years already, so he amortized now.
I'm talking to the hamper over there.
you're off screen, by the way. Fourth host.
There you go.
There you go.
I like that slow little.
He knew who I was talking to. It was like smooth to come back on frame. Yeah, I think Cambiaso is exactly the type of player they should try to get. But the thing is, Allegri's got to play him over Sandro.
No,
Don't
it's
play
not gonna happen.
Sandro and then freaking have.
Cambiaso is going to play titular.
He has to.
We'll see. Definitely not for the first 2 months, but
Well,
maybe
another
after.
thing is they try to, they don't believe no more in Quadrado. They think it's old.
Well, that's the thing. I almost feel like Cambiaso could play on that right side with Quadrado, and they still need a left one.
They want a Molina.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so
Forget
you
they
need
have to
two.
deal- they have
You
to
need-
deal
But
with
they
it.
want. They don't have money. What
Well,
Not getting shit.
Their list
All right.
seems to get longer and longer.
So, Chris, you were going to mention someone who's been in the news in their central defense. Who, if this happens, they might be screwed royally. But
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a lot-
but let's talk now about the rumor. The lead in a
That's what I was
sign
just
that they're
getting
going
to.
to sell, right?
I was literally just not getting to that. Yeah. So Chelsea apparently wants the lit really, really bad. So
Okay,
Yeah,
so
but-
what happened in the last 2 days that's different, though? I
So
saw the
the la-
rumor, but
the rumor was, Juventus want cash for him, and Chelsea's offering cash plus a player like Werner plus cash, which Juventus
I would
doesn't
insist
want.
on cash
Yeah, they want cash.
because Juventus has.
You know what I would do? I would insist in cash. Even I would get 80 million.
No, I don't want 80 million. I want 120.
No, I want to get 80 million. I would get to Koulibaly and Bremen right away.
No, I wouldn't. I see. Juventus always does this. They put the buyout clause, and then they never hold it when it comes to selling their player at 120. They go, okay, we'll take 80. But when they go buy someone, people charge them a tax more. You want them? Yeah, I need 100. I need something that starts with 100.
Yeah, but they're not going to give under 20 million in cash or 100.
I don't
Well,
think so.
we
either.
paid 85.
Yeah, but not going to win 3 years to pay me.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. So he's still 22. His value hasn't gone down.
But
He's
never mind.
going to have 1 year left on it. His contract
Yeah,
expiring.
that's the problem. The 1 year that's going to be left. That's the problem. It's the 1 year.
There's another to try to sell the screener, right? To PCG, and they have money. They want 70 million.
For who?
PCG should want to give screener.
Screenier's not as good as the lit, though.
PCG offer 60 million plus Draxler.
Draxler.
I mean,
How old is Draxler now?
I don't know, but more than 10 million are drugs.
Yeah, I guess he's not great.
I don't
Yeah,
think
but-
Draxler would have a position on Inter. I don't.
No,
think
it's
he's
kind of
possible.
don't give me a guy I don't want to pay salary
He
for.
won't
Like, what's the
because
point?
he's tons of money. Yeah.
They're trying to get rid of that salary.
Well, that's what I mean. Don't give him to me. How's this a good thing? I
I
don't
don't
want
want him.
it. Like if you're giving me 2 young kids that make 500 grand that are good, sure. Don't give me a good.
I heard even the Milan they want a Draxler now, right?
I would stay away from.
But they're not going to get it because for the salary, for the same.
All right,
team.
so let's
Yeah.
move on. We got to stick to one team at a time. So let's go to Inter because we talked about all the Juventus stuff.
So wait, before we move to Inter, do you guys think the lit's going to leave then?
Yes.
Do you
Yeah,
think
I
it's going to heat up?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think if he wants
And you
to go, he's not.
And you think they're taking 80 million? They can't even get any more than 80 million.
I don't know.
No, not that way. No, I don't think they can get more than 80 million cash.
80
They
million is a
would be lucky
lot,
to do
dude.
that.
For a central defender, it's a lot of money.
Does Chelsea have anyone that you're interested in terms of young player, not an overplayed crappy
no,
player?
what do you want? You want?
No, but Pulisic is
Pulisic?
good.
I don't want. I mean,
Who?
I don't want really want Pulisic. I don't want him.
The American. But the problem is he make money to that.
Yeah, no, Pulisic. You're gonna get if you get Pulisic, you're gonna get like 30 million plus or 40 million plus Pulisic. I don't want that.
definitely don't want Werner. That's for sure.
I
don't
definitely
want Werner.
either. Yeah. So I think
I would go get Bremer, and I would play Gotti and Bremer.
Yeah, but Bremer's still gonna cost you 40.
Well, that's my problem. How does the Ligt cost 80 and Bremer cost 40? Bremer's older and he's done it 1 year on Tonino.
But he's 22, Delete.
Yeah, and Bremer's 25.
But Delete has a history. He played in championship. He played for 3 years.
I'm saying is Bremer worth half of? I'm asking is Bremer worth half of Ligt?
I mean, Bremer did just win Defender of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, look, I guess if you replace Ligt with Bremer and made 40 million, it's not horrible. I guess my question is, where's that other 40 million going?
Yeah, probably to Chiellini's next contract.
Well, you can
Bonucci's.
No, you can get Koulibaly too.
Yeah, but now he's 30 years old, so now you just replace the Ligt with.
But the same reason you got Di Maria. You want to win, right?
Yeah, my problem is though. Okay, so if you got Bremer and Koulibaly, what are you doing with Bonucci?
Well,
that's what we think. That's what we think. You think Allegri thinks that?
Yeah, I think if he has a tool like that in front of him, Bonucci play.
No, I think with Allegri, there'd be a problem.
Well, Bonucci played because he had the Chiellini, remember? Now without Chiellini.
Yeah, I think they would probably get one of those guys, not both.
Let's move on to another team. Let's move on to Inter. You mentioned Skriniar. The rumor is Skriniar, PSG wants him really bad. They offered 60. Inter won at least 70. Then they offered Draxler plus 60. I would take the money, like I said. Other things for them. Bellanova's with Inter. They got him. So I think we said that maybe last time.
Now it's cheap, right? Like 8 million or something?
Yeah, it wasn't tons of money.
They option to buy.
Yeah, it's a loan with an option to buy it or something like that. Then they got Aslani from Empoli, who's a very good midfielder. I think that's an underrated.
Daniel, if he play.
He should play. I'm saying
no, not that much. You know why not that much? Because Inter to take out Brozovic, I don't think he take out Brozovic.
I think he can play for Mkhitaryan. He can play in any of those.
Because you think Mkhitaryan play titular and that later.
No, I'm talking even Chananoglu. Like I think there's
a lot of games. Yeah,
there's a lot of games.
There is the ball. There is still. I mean, you know what happened when you have a lot of people and you don't even know what to do. That's bad.
Okay, I think he's useful, and if he plays, he's going to do really well for them.
How much did they pay for him?
It wasn't tons.
Well, the same thing.
It wasn't tons. They did get Mkhitaryan. Lukaku is still. That's not official or anything, but it's happening. Basically, a 1-year loan with no option to buy or mandatory fee to come back, and Chelsea would probably pay some of the salary, or he offered to cut his salary actually too. So
wow, so they're getting him back. Yes, albeit they can't buy him back, but they're getting him at a discount without paying anything for a year.
Yeah. So that looks like that's probably going to happen because that's all Lukaku wants is Inter.
How things have changed in 1 year, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised he hasn't found his way to Tottenham with Conte.
Yeah, but this to tell you even in England they know what they're talking about.
Do they? It doesn't seem like a great deal.
They don't.
No, they don't. No,
because he's failed a couple times over
there. They just spend the money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You spend a ton of money for this guy, and you give it back to the team you just bought him at, and not even pay the full salary.
Yeah, I mean, you look really bad in that situation.
If that was Juventus, we'd be killing them right now.
Not the full salary. Lukaku cut his salary.
Yeah, he's cutting it for him. Yeah.
Not the Chelsea bigger salary.
Okay, but still, I mean, that looks real. That's bad.
I'll tell you something. I don't think Lukaku is going to do the same he did the last year.
Well, the team's not going to be a setup to play exactly for him the whole time.
Yeah, they play a different style.
Different coach. It's not going to be. I don't think he's going to come in and score 30 goals again.
No, I don't think so.
So then with Lukaku
but he helps
coming
them.
And then still you don't know if they sell Lautaro. Because could be
they've said they're keeping him, and he said he doesn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, right. Everybody's saying I'm going. But when they off and they get the money, even the Skriniar don't want to keep. Yeah.
No, I think Skriniar,
Skriniar's gone.
they're willing to let go of Skriniar.
Give it the money they
Are they still
sell.
looking to sell Bastoni too?
No,
No,
I think
I think-
Bastoni, they said they're
That's
keeping.
good. That's
Either
good.
or.
I don't want
So
to see
then-
these guys, these Italian guys, end up on some random country. Like, then
Yeah.
who knows what's going to happen to
because
them?
we don't watch the league, so it just sucks
Yeah.
for us. Then you have with the Lukaku thing, Dybala was going to go to Inter, it looked like, but now with Lukaku there, Dybala seems to be out of the team again.
You know what's the problem for
It's
Inter?
interesting.
You know what's the problem for Inter? They lost to Ranocchio.
Yeah, he's on Monza.
They never survive.
Monza's making some moves, man.
So here's the thing with Dybala, and I don't even know who his agent is, but the guy seems like a fucking moron because he's messed up. Dybala's agent.
Anton now where to kick his ass.
How would you not fire this guy yet?
I don't understand how Dybala didn't kick his ass already.
Yeah, I don't get
So
it.
what's the deal with that with the Inter negotiations? Like what he would like?
You know why Dybala didn't sign for you in Inter already? Because the procuratore Anton he wants a lot of money for himself.
Yeah, he wants the agent fees.
Aqui stanno spremendo Dybala. He has
Yeah.
to play.
Yeah,
like
they're
they
squeezing the
drop
ball for.
the salary. Hey, you want to get the.
Yeah. So I mean, talk about someone who. How can Dybala not find a team? Like this is absurd.
It makes no sense. Maybe he'll end up in Tottenham.
Yeah, but you know what? He don't get to.
Him and Kane would be good.
Dybala, you know what? They'll get the team because the guy Anton, I think, is the.
That's what I'm saying. I would have had a conversation with this guy and be like, "Hey, buddy, what the fuck
Because
you
even
doing?"
in Roma wants Dybala, but even a thought to say Dybala, it's not dependent just on him. He's referring to the procuratore. He wants to know how much.
Well, yeah. Then Dybala's got to. I mean, what's his allegiance to this guy? He's got to be like, listen, you screwed me out of Juventus. You screwed me out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even with Juventus, remember, he didn't have the license to play in Italy.
Yeah.
To work in. He came whenever he wants. Otherwise,
Yeah.
Toby, Dybala, I want to figure 80 points too.
Yeah. So I think new teams are going to have to start popping up for Dybala because the Inter.
You think he's going to end up out of Italy then?
No, but there's a lot of teams that want, even in Sevilla, Valle, but they don't want to pay his
for
salary.
like no money though.
Yeah, but why is everybody trying to save money on Dybala? I think it's interesting.
No, because
it's
it's
the injury history.
the procuratore.
And the agent.
I mean, if Di Maria was able to hardball Juventus into like $7 million plus bonus for 1 year,
Yeah,
and he's
Dybala's-
old,
Dybala's only been getting like $3 million offered, like $3 million a year or something like that. That's what I was
offered
reading.
$3 million or
Around-
5, I heard.
around-
He's getting lowballed pretty
No,
hard.
$3 million. He might as well go back to Juventus for 5.
Even the ball is disappointing. I mean, he should have shown. You saw one media, one newspaper say, you broke the ball. You made it become someone who doesn't know how to play.
Yeah, well, that's
Everybody
the Allegri
tried-
factor.
Everybody tried to squeeze him.
You know what his problem is? He went to a year of Allegri soccer camp. He became. Yeah, but I hope he's going to catch on somewhere. A player like Dybala is not going to be out of work. It's just a matter.
He's going to play. It's just does he
Yeah, but
take
the
a
way
1-year
they
deal to try to
The
get
way
a
they
bigger
treat him,
deal?
Frank,
the
that's
next
what
year or
they
something?
don't understand.
I don't know. That's what I was going to ask you. Does he take a 1-year deal to try to get back and then get a bigger deal?
Like Ericsson did with
But that's a
Brentford.
risk, though.
With
He had to
his
prove
injury
himself.
history?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's
I
a
know.
risk because if you tear an ACL, I don't know.
So I don't think he's going to sign anywhere anytime soon. I think he's.
I mean, a player like Dybala should be able to get $5 million from many English teams without even blinking an eye. Don't you think?
I would think.
Oh,
yeah.
Like even
but
even a middle team with no star, right?
You
Be
know-
like, dude, we'll pay him 6. At least we'll have a star.
You know what I don't understand? Conte not even ask him.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. How come we didn't go like to Tottenham? Yeah.
Conte, he just to think if I put him and maybe he does a 5-6 goal free kick penalty, he cuts well.
Wait, him and Kane would be good. They would play well off each other. I don't know. I'm surprised that he's not even like in the hunt.
Mhm. Let's go on to Milan. Not there's a lot of concrete stuff with Milan. I know Origi signing. I think he's tomorrow. He's doing his photo and his signature thing. Botman is not going to Milan. He signed with an English team.
Not that
was
much either. What, 35?
37 million.
The transfer?
the transfer fee.
Newcastle. Yeah, but because Milan doesn't ever does that.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Milan
Newcastle, right?
Milan got the blow of their transfer budget's only around 50 million or something like that, and they thought it was going to be much more. So they have to adjust things.
Yeah, but Milan can also sell a couple players if they wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, who do you want to sell though? Do you really want to change that team?
The most money they can make is Leao, but they're not going to sell him.
No,
He's
they're offering him a
and
contract.
that's not happening. So and some people were saying we don't, they didn't want Boatman anyway because you already have your central defenders, with Kalulu who played so
they have
well.
4. Right?
Like you don't want to stop him from playing.
And
Tomori, Kalulu, Kyer,
They have Kalulu or Tomori
and Kyer.
Because Romagnolo is going to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, but okay, but you could go get a replacement for him easily. He's not that
great.
Yeah, there you go.
But that's what I'm saying. If you get Boatman, Kalulu's never going to play, so you're kind of screwing yourself, Yeah,
this goes to show how big. Again, going back to mistakes, right? Donnarumma being left for free. Like if they would have gotten a big chunk cash for Donnarumma, that would have helped the team a lot. Like instead, they lost him for free. It's not to go back in history, but. You gotta. It's just like Juventus cashing in on De Ligt right now if he's gonna leave. Like you can't let him leave for free. We already have no money to compete with these teams. You got to take the check when you can. And don't take some scrub who makes too much money like Warner and be like, great, now we're stuck with him. Like, no, I want cash. Send me the cash. You guys brag about how much money you make every year from TV. Send me this cash, and you can have them, and I'll find other people.
Other teams, Napoli is looking at re-signing Meret, and Ospina is free. He's free right now, so I don't think they're going to.
Yeah, I haven't heard. I haven't heard. Good for them overall since they signed him, though.
Yeah, well, you see, Napoli is in decline because Napoli, even as Koulibaly, he wants to drop his salary from 6 million to 3 million.
Yeah, which is insulting.
Let a player they want to leave them for.
Well, it is really insulting, right? All the years with Koulibaly, like in his mid-20s and up, where he stayed there, where big teams like and now all of a sudden he's 30. You're like, I just want to cut your salary. Mm-hmm. Like, he's still a good player.
Yeah,
like it's not like he sucks now.
I do like that they've made a decision on the goalie though, because like this back and forth of start 5 games, you start 5, like it doesn't work for the team.
No, and Merritt's good. I mean,
and Merritt deserves to get a chance as a number 1. I personally don't like Merritt, but he deserves a chance. He's always injured too. Like I don't trust him.
It's within the salary they want to pay too.
Yeah. And then you have the rumors of Osimhen. I mean, Osimhen. I would do anything to keep Osimhen. Like he's the one guy I'm not getting rid of.
Osimhen would come up to team and I'll give you 7-80 million. And
they paid 85 for him.
What about if that's another thing?
I don't think
them.
I think that was a little fugazi.
Well, then if you can't go by any of the numbers, why don't we bother repeating them in any of the deals? Like
they questioned that.
But that was questioned when they made that deal, Frank. That's been.
What were they saying? It was one of the accounting 85.
Yeah, it was one of those weird ones. So I mean, but I'm not getting rid of Osimhen. Like I keep him.
Eventually he's gonna leave Napoli, right? Especially if the team's in decline. Like, maybe he stays another year. Like, what's he gonna? He's not gonna stay to have you build a team around him.
They want to sell Napolitano. Who they're gonna have?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
Again, the bigger
Fabio Ruiz wants to leave.
Well, he's the bigger issue, right? Because you're gonna sit him on the bench all year and not play him because they've done that in the past.
But all we hear for Napoli is players that are leaving. Do they have any players coming in?
Well, they signed a midfielder, Oliveira. They signed, and then another guy. He's got a really weird last name. Starts with a K as a winger. It's really long and weird. They signed him. I can't remember.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good. I know who you're talking about. His name's hard to pronounce.
It's really hard to pronounce.
Greek. What is the?
Yeah, he's Greek.
Christis.
I can't. I don't even want to pretend to try.
When we play Greece, I don't remember nobody.
Well, but they did sign a couple people. They did get Ngisa. They did buy him.
Ngisa was what, 2 years ago or 1 now?
No, this
is. Ngisa, they finally signed him. They keep. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was a good find, and they didn't pay too much for him. Whatever. Yeah. Listen, again, this is another situation where Napoli seems like they're going to get worse. Milan is going to stay consistent, and Inter's trying to get better. So, like,
You know what team that surprised me the most? Because you figured that they would get decimated and ripped apart. No one's bought Sassuolo players yet.
I know.
But
I
Like,
know.
why?
Didn't we
Why
have
hasn't
so
that
many?
happened yet?
Maybe just not yet. Maybe.
No, dude, Fratese's gone.
Well, Frattesi, I think I thought Raspadori, Scamacca, I thought was going to be gone.
Everyone.
Berardi, like they're all still.
Yeah.
Traore,
My Frankie,
Lopez.
everybody wants this player, but there is no money. They don't have no money. So
But
they
even
try.
teams overseas,
What
why
about
are people
overseas
jumping
teams?
on them?
What about overseas teams?
So let's see if they have to go.
They're going to be gone.
I'm just surprised that you haven't heard like a semi-concrete thing about any of them.
Agreed. I think like a Scamacca, I
But
think
it's not even open yet. There's so much time.
that's true too.
There's not so much time. The games start August 15th, Chris.
Yeah.
Like
It's
the
June.
preseason starts soon. I hate to tell
Yeah,
you,
but
the
the
preseason starts soon.
the market is open until September.
I know, but still,
Which
you
I think
you
is
want
dumb
your
as
team
hell.
in place. You don't want to.
That's what they say. That's what they say. Some people are going to play with this team and think next week they are with the other team. Some people.
Well,
play-
hopefully those players that are not in the project won't play games. They usually put on the.
Yeah, I mean,
Ronaldo
last
played
year,
the first game we Juventus and then left.
yeah, it happens, but not as much as it's going to be.
But he
this
went
year.
across another league at least.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's what I'm just saying. Like that team surprises me. That
So if you were Juventus, I know that at one point they were rumored at Raspadori, and then Zaniolo is obviously good. We liked them both. Part of me leans more towards Raspadori, just because there's less injury history,
I like Raspadori a lot. I would take him. I think he's a really good player.
and I feel like he could grow. I don't know. Zaniolo I like, but again, He's still got to come back full force. Maybe this year he will, because it'll be his second year back from injury.
The one positive with Raspadori is that they have such a good relationship with Sassuolo. They pull off deals all the time. So.
And let's not forget, there's still a real problem in midfield.
Yeah. Well,
Back on Juventus.
Besides the defense. If it is
we have lots of problems, so there's going to be lots of changes.
I
right?
think Juventus is set at striker center. They don't even
I
have
don't
a
think they're
backup.
set at striker.
They don't even have a backup striker. They have.
They don't have-
Vlahovic.
Yeah,
That's
actually,
it.
who's the backup rumor that I heard today that they were saying again? Our Tinov?
I mean, there are Arnautovic. and,
Arnautovic,
those
it was-
people,
That's
but
not happening, by the way.
I don't-
That's okay.
I like Arnautovic, but I don't know that he would want to come to be a.
To
backup
me, he's
and
the
play for a
perfect
team.
kind of like Juventus guy, right? Like sit there when you play your 15, 20 minutes, score a goal.
Oh, he's a 31 or 30.
Yeah. Play
He
your
played-
15,
he
20
played
minutes.
really good last
Yeah,
year.
but the thing is,
Really, really good.
you guys are saying they want it. He's still going to cost $20 million. They don't.
Is he
have
going to
to-
cost that much at
No,
31?
no.
No,
yeah.
Arnautovic is not 20
10 million. Something.
No, more than $10 million. I guarantee you.
More than 10 million, you think, for a
Yes.
31 year?
Well,
I mean, I
he's
thought
excellent.
he could get him for 10, 12 million bucks and have
He don't make it too much. So
He
maybe
played excellent last season.
I don't see the 20
But
million for
see,
Arnautovic.
at least
You
that would
know-
tell me
you
like
know-
we know the role we're getting him for. Because Vlahovic, if he's
hey,
healthy,
Ryan.
he's got to play.
That's
you know
that's
what
my
I
point.
read? I read the two. Milan wants to get and the center defense. Teari to do with Bologna. That guy.
I like
Yeah.
Thea.
He's
Thea
awesome.
he's very good. That guy. I would take him.
And the other guy I like, the left full left back. He went to England.
Who Hickey?
Oh, Hickey?
Hickey. Yeah, Hickey. We knew was going to get sold.
We said that before the season.
Yeah.
I was not in love with Hickey as much as you guys were. You guys
Hickey's
loved
Hickey's
it.
very good, and,
You guys
and to be
love
fair, Bologna made tons of money on him because they didn't buy him for all that much. So, what is he listening to?
I have not. That's a Knicks podcast that just started playing by itself. That's pretty cool. I was like, what is that?
What?
His phone went off. Yeah, so there's that. What about any other teams, Chris? I'm trying to think.
Well, we're going to talk the midfield. Who we get? Because according to Allegri, Fagioli, Rovella, and Miretti, he take with him in the USA. He wants to look then.
Oh yeah, because he's got such an eye.
I think if they can get 20 million for Ravella, he's out of there. Like I think they
The only one I hear it's Rovella. They want to put
yeah,
to take a chance.
because he has
It's
value.
the only one I would keep.
So I believe in Rovella. He's the most ready, right? But I could see Rovella going in a deal for like a Sassuolo player.
No.
Like, couldn't you? Or Zaniolo.
For Frattesi, let's say Rovella go for Frattesi, right? It's going to be in consideration like Rovella.
I agree. I think Ravella would do the same thing that Frattesi did. I think they'd be like, "Wow, he's so good,"
and then he's going to get sold next year for more money.
and we'll buy him back for more. I agree with that. Yeah. But we're not in charge. We don't matter, right? But couldn't you see Ravella going for like a Zaniolo or one of these players that like Juventus thinks, okay, we'll get rid of him, and it's like,
yeah, but Rovella, if Robert Zaniolo, still they want a 60. So the value Rovella 20.
Yeah.
So wow, you get
Rovella, Arthur, and 20.
Listen. I like Zaniolo. Right?
Too.
I like Zaniolo. But if Roma would stay with this amount, if we would drop to 40, I would think 20 plus some other guy 20, 40. Otherwise, I would give up. I would get Bernardi or Kostic. I wouldn't have taken.
Yeah, I mean Zaniolo is he's a big question mark. Like if you're
putting
he
has a two
injured. It's like
knee, too injured.
It's scary.
Well, that's why I prefer Raspadori a little bit because I feel like Raspadori could sub in. He could sub in Vlahovic if he needed to.
Raspadori is so versatile.
He can play on the wings as well, and he could play in the middle for Vlahovic. So like, whereas Zaniolo, you're not going to play unless you're playing false 9. Like you're not going to play him. So it's kind of like you're paying a lot of money for one guy who's injured that.
For a right winger.
Yeah.
For a $60 million for a right winger that's injured a lot.
I want both.
Chiesa was way cheaper. Yeah, that's a good point. Like,
were they paying for Chiesa 30 something?
He was 30 or 40 covered over 3 years. You know, it wasn't all at once. So,
but let's not forget the thing that Chiesa have. He's got skill, but one of the things that he has that I don't know we have to prove if these other guys have is the mentality.
Oh yeah, he's got the
Chiesa's got the mentality. If I want to win, he's got the I refuse to lose mentality, which makes him great. Chiesa.
Chiesa, Chiesa, they question him for the character.
What?
Yeah.
Who?
Why?
Yeah. Who's questioning?
Like metterci un po' coglioni, when we play. Yeah, that question.
Chiesa's the one who plays like he's a mini Chiellini. What are you talking about?
I don't
Who questions him?
Pirlo.
Well, Pirlo's an idiot.
He's in Turkey right now. Let him go worry about his team.
Pirlo's worse than Allegri. Or the same anyway. Well, I thought you were going to say someone that matters. Seriously, I don't care if you're Pirlo. You like in Allegri. I don't think they have any good option for talent.
Frank, there is a question mark. He come from injury. You have to see even come on best of form. You have to wait a little bit for.
Yeah. That's all. Yes, fair. I never questioned Chiesa's desire to win.
No.
He runs nonstop. He plays for 2 people, and you're going to question that guy. What about the other 9 people on the team?
They sub him out 60 minutes because he's dead from running.
What about the other 9 people on the team?
Yeah, but don't question him. Don't forget Allegri. He questioned everybody. He questioned Vlahovic too. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. If it's at a certain point, it's not them, it's you, bro. like Allegri's questioning Vlahovic and Chiesa, then that's a problem.
Chris, do you know of any other room?
Mini Pirlo's in the chat.
Lazio was in on Romagnoli, possibly.
Yeah, they can have him. Who cares?
That's not official, but they're rumored.
I know. Monza's making some moves, man.
Who they get?
Oh, so they're rumored to want Pacino from Atalanta.
Yes. Pacino.
Really? How can they afford him?
Berlusconi, baby.
Yeah, he's got money.
Well, you see, I don't understand the one thing.
They got Plagno too.
Take Romagnoli, right? Romagnoli wants to live in Milan, right? Because he wants to make more money. And I think the Lazio, the best offer was a 3.2. I mean, this guy with Milan, how much he was making?
Which guy?
Romagnoli was making what? Was he making 5 even? I don't know.
He was making 5, Romagnoli?
I have no idea.
So if the Milan wants to drop it to 3 million too.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's a principle. Why
3.2 for Romagnoli is too much for me. I wouldn't pay that much.
Romagnoli to me is equal to Rugani.
Yeah, I mean, I
so
give that guy
they should both make 1.5, 2.
Yeah. I would not pay him 3 points.
Because my point is, it's not to diss them, Romagnoli or Rugani. I look at it as how much does it cost me to get a replacement that's going to do equal or better, and I can get a young guy that's unknown to play equal as good for $2 million or less, easily, because they're not special. So it's like
I agree. Like you haven't proved to me that you were vital to my team.
Yeah, but
You're
then
getting $2 million a year.
then again, Frankie, it take a league once a player already done.
well, they put all this stuff
So they
on
got a guy.
experience.
Juventus got a guy, but they still don't believe in him.
Yeah, which I'm
They
not.
don't
I've seen
they-
Romagnoli's experience. He's slow. He's not strong. He's not good in the air. Like what more do I want? I see experience of a shitty player. No, thank you.
Yeah, that's the thing. But you're right. A lot of these coaches want these expert players with all this experience. They rather have that than a guy like Gatti who might make a mistake because he's not as experienced, but is going to make up for 3 in strength, speed, talent.
How the young guy get better?
Not in Italy. That's the problem. The league really should embrace these young guys because they don't have any money.
If you see all the young people write the word too, they play in Holland, they play in Germany, England, 18, 19, they're already ready. Juventus 21, 22, even they play under 21.
If Italy had turned their attention to playing young guys, right, and they brought in 2 or 3 higher paid guys that were really worth it, they would have better teams than bringing in a bunch of 11, 12 guys that you could, half of them suck and you're overpaying.
So this guy could have paid cheap.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So they could save the money on the young guys and bring in players that really make a difference. Don't just bring in, Ramsey and Rabiot because they played on big teams.
So we won't be back next week. So in 2 weeks, there's definitely going to be signings because.
Do you want my predictions?
You want to throw what kind of predictions you give me?
Of the players Juventus is going to sell?
Sell? Okay.
Yeah, in the next 2 weeks.
They haven't really talked about who they're selling.
No, I'm saying this half facetiously. I really hope this doesn't happen. But what will you do if we come back in 2 weeks and Rovella, Gatti, Sole, Fagioli, Moretti?
No, but the one you didn't mention is Delit. The one you
The
didn't
list
mention is
of
Delit.
he's gone.
I think the guy that leaves, I think if they are stupid, Rabiot, they can make 15 million.
Yeah, no, I think he there's a market for him. So
do you think there's actually a market for him? Then why is he not gone yet?
Market. Manchester United one.
Yeah. There's so many.
Then why is he not gone?
He will be.
Feel your offers out.
Well,
you can't just take the first offer.
I think he refused Newcastle already.
That's the thing. He's the type of guy who's going to refuse. You might get 7 offers.
No, but
because remember, Ramsey got offers too, and he said no to
He
everybody.
told Juventus he wants to leave.
He wants to leave.
So,
All right,
So
good.
if
Adios.
you call him, you go.
Yeah, ciao.
I think by the time we come back, Rabiot and Delit will be gone.
Listen, it sounds like the Lit's going to be gone. I just hope they hold and they get actual money, and they don't give some kind of discount over 5 years like an idiot.
Yeah.
And Rabiot would be a gift. If they can get rid of Arthur, that would be another gift. And Ramsey, they're going to pay $4 million to send away. And that would be happy. Don't even bring anyone.
I think Ramos, they're willing to give it to me. That he wants it for, I think, with 3 defects.
Yeah, maybe. So if you could tell me in 2 weeks, Rabiot's gone, Arthur's gone, and Ramsey's gone, that's a home run. That's an A+ offseason.
I don't think Arthur's leaving, but
I mean, I hope. I'm just saying if they could. And the only one left is Sandro. Then,
if you want to include the Sandro,
the only one left is Sandro.
He already said he doesn't want to leave. He's not going anywhere.
He's not.
How many more years does this man have in his contract?
One more year.
He's got 1 year left in his contract, and then we're finally done with him. Thank God.
This is it. Yeah.
Then he's a free agent.
They should do the same thing with Sandro. They should be, here's $3 million for you. Go play somewhere else.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't do that for everyone. You can't be paying so many people not to play for you. What the hell?
No one will want to come to your team if you keep doing that.
Yeah,
it's only 2 people.
You're not honoring your contract. You're not, it's all that shit.
And I'm sure other players that have common sense and 2 eyes will be like, well, of course they did that to them. They sucked.
All right.
Let me ask you: will you get more players with Sandro and Ramsey on your team, or put them off your team? I would rather come with them off the team.
Why Juventus doesn't sell player when he offer Keane, offer all this giant back to team? Why? Did
I say that out loud?
What do you say?
All right, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll talk more in 2 weeks. Have
What
a
do you
good
say,
night.
Greg?
Like, subscribe.
I said I
YouTube,
forgot about
Twitch,
Keed.
all your Google stuff, and we will keep you updated on all the news when it happens.
That's
And
another outtake for you.
today we just had the Alexa.
Yeah, Mini Pirlo.
Mini Pirlo is in the chat. Yeah.
Bye.
See
Have a good
super
night.
fan. Adios.